So proponents of once saved, always saved will often go to Matthew chapter 7 and read verse 22 and 23, because it says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? Verse 23, and then I will profess to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. And they'll say, well, see, the ones that profess to know God, but practiced iniquity on the day of judgment, they will find out that their faith was not genuine, that they truly never believed, right? Because it says he never knew them. There's a couple problems with that. Number one, look at verse 22. It says they prophesied, it says they cast out devils, and it says they did wonderful works in the name of God. All of these can only be done by the power of God. So they have to be believers, right? How can an unbeliever cast out a demon, right? A demon is only subject to the power of God, right? Not to the power of man. But then number two, this is what you would call hyperbole or exaggerated speech, which was common in Israelite culture. And you see this in the book of Ezekiel. In Ezekiel chapter 18, we'll start at verse 21. It says, but if the wicked will turn from all his sins that he has committed and keep all my statutes and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Verse 22, all his transgressions that he hath committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he hath done, he shall live. It's almost as if his sins were wiped away, right? Which is what Jesus does. Verse 23, have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, says the Lord God, and not that he should return from his ways and live? But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned unto him. In his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them shall he die. So Ezekiel is saying that if the wicked man turn from his wickedness and lives in righteousness, he shall live, right? But if the righteous turn from his righteousness and practices iniquity or wickedness, he shall die in his sins, right? And this is parallel to Matthew chapter 7. It's not that the person never knew God, is that he's emphasizing the point that if you turn from righteousness and practice wickedness, it's as if I never knew you, right? So that's what he's saying. He's not saying that he never knew the person, because in verse 22, they prophesied, they cast out devils, and they did good works in the name of Christ. So Matthew chapter 7, verse 22 and 23 does not teach once saved, always saved.